Just edit in the sesame seeds. Go get some sesame seeds and post. God! Back in 2008, Burger King introduced a spicy version of its signature sandwich called the Angry Whopper, but they decided it wasn't nearly angry enough. So in 2016, they brought out the Angriest Whopper with even more anger, more rage built up inside of it.
They have since discontinued it until today because we're bringing it back.
It's time for fast food. Trevor, I don't know if you know this, but you're dressed like Kid Vid from the BK Kids Club.
I have no idea who I am.
Yeah, because that came out in 1989, and you were roughly negative 13 years old at that point. Trevor, have you ever had the Angry Whopper?
I've not had it, but I do remember it. I remembered those really weird commercials where it was like there was a farmer and there was an onion and everything was really angry.
The farmer was beating an onion, yeah, and then the onion wanted to exact revenge. So the story of this burger is really a story as old as time.
Yeah.
A vegetable exacting revenge on the farmer who's beating it. All right, so the Angry Whopper had this bright red bun, and that was back in the day when like everyone was going for Instagram first everything. So there's a ton of food dye in the bun, but the bun actually had hot sauce baked into it. It had jalapenos on it. It had angry onions. They just added angry in front of normal vegetable words and then put hot sauce on it. That angry onions. It had angry sauce, which we kind of have to figure out what that is, because I've eaten this hamburger and the angry sauce to me was just kind of a brown sludge that burned a little bit.
Yeah.
So we're gonna figure out how to make that. We also have to make angry onions. So we got the actual dirt onions from Burger King. Still got a little bit of Burger King dirt on them.
Nice.
We're gonna fry those up and make them real angry, because this is the actual onion from the commercial that was abused by the farmer. He tried to exact revenge, then the farmer just slaughtered him mercilessly.
And I'm Kid Vid.
And he's Kid Vid. Time to bring this back from the past! Shut it down! We got Elijah's extreme handcrafted ghost pepper sauce. You wanna try it?
No.
Kid Vid would do it. Kid Vid was cool. Kid Vid wasn't
I'm
afraid
not
of nothing.
Kid Vid.
Don't say that.
Oh. It's hot.
Uh-oh. Let's start making this. Trevor, you're the baking expert.
I'm gonna start putting some flour in the bowl.
All right, do it. I got the yeast blooming. I'm gonna whisk it together with Tiny Whisk. Are you a fan of Burger King though? Like, is it in your top? I feel like I know the answer because I've never seen you with Burger King.
I don't even know the last time I went to a Burger King. I do love chicken fries though. That's like
You love chicken fries?
That's what I get when I go there is chicken fries.
Chicken fries to me ruin fast food.
Why?
It's like a chicken nugget, which is the perfect fast food. McDonald's, Wendy's, they all got great nuggets. And they were like, what if we cut the amount of chicken into like a third, but then triple the breading on it? Would you like that?
I would like that.
Maybe it's a new generation thing. What is that, butter?
Yeah, I'm just softening it with my fingers.
Is that why you're wearing sleeveless gloves? Sleeveless glove. All right, so we got the butter, the eggs, and the flour working in there, and then we got the yeast blooming with the sugar, and now is the most important part, because the buns, sure, they had hot sauce in them, but they were mostly just red. Burger King, their most famous menu item might be, it was a Halloween-themed burger. I believe it was called the Nightmare Whopper. But the thing when you eat a bunch of black food dye is it turns your poop a horrible shade of green. And so this was like a thing. It was like trending on Twitter that people were eating this black Whopper and then pooping just a horrible swamp green color. And so when the Angry Whopper came out, everyone was just like, what color does this change your poo? Find out tomorrow on Instagram, where it's just a live video stream of me and Trevor in the bathroom. Trevor, so this has gone through a first proof.
Yeah.
It's looking nice and
very
supple.
spongy.
So we're gonna measure this out. We're going for exactly 90?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is 90.
86.
86, good enough. You want about a plus or minus of 5 grams.
2 to 3 is usually.
2 to 3 is usually about.
Josh is probably plus or minus like 8 or 9.
It's like a handicap in golf.
I'm gonna watch how you do this.
Yeah, so what you typically want to do is when you have a dough ball like this, you want to take it and sometimes you do that, but you just want to roll it like this, and then you're going to use the natural curvature and warmth of your hand to kind of, make a perfect sphere. What? I mean, that's not bad.
Look at us. You want to flatten those down?
Yeah.
So they actually kind of look like burger
So
buns?
the way to flatten down a bun is you take your hand and then, am I bleeding? No, that's food dye. That's definitely food dye this time. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna press it out and it's gonna look flat right now, but then we're gonna let it go through a second proof, and then we got a sesame seed. And why weren't there sesame seeds red?
Because they don't grow that way in nature, unlike the red burger bun.
It grows off of a bush that a farmer abuses, and then the bun bush gets mad at the farmer and then wants to bite the farmer back, but instead gets tragically slaughtered. Have you seen No Country for Old Men? It's like that. Why couldn't they get Javier Bardem for the Angry Whopper commercial? That would have made me really buy it. He plays the farmer.
Yeah, he plays
Daniel
the farmer.
Day-Lewis is the onion. What if Daniel Day-Lewis is the Burger King? Has everyone seen them in the same room? We don't know. We don't know who the Burger King is. He's also wearing a mask. Could be DDL.
Could be one of us.
Do you remember when Burger King and Shaq made the Shaq Pack? The only thing that was different about it was it came with a cheese pouch? Yeah, you don't remember that?
No.
This is a real thing. Shaq was in like, you know, a size 68 triple long trench coat. Just like, oh yeah, like dunking a cheese pouch on a fool's head.
Have you listened to any of Shaq's rap? He has a really good song called I Know I Got Skills. There's some hot bars in there. My favorite Shaq bar, Knick Knack, Shack Attack, give a dog a bone. No joke, that's the line.
Shack Attack, give a dog a bone.
Delivered just like that.
I remember playing the video game Shaq Fu. This is the first time this show has actually gotten me nostalgic, and it took Shaq Fu to bring me back there.
All right, these are going in the oven at 375 for about 15 minutes.
While those buns are baking, let's make some angry sauce. The Burger King angry sauce, it was unidentifiable brown, but it was also quite syrupy. It was offensive tasting, it was very spicy, it was angry, but also simultaneously mayonnaisey. So we need to make a hot, brown, spicy syrup mayonnaise. And Trevor, I got just the trick to do that. So it's gonna start with corn syrup. It was kind of like if you know your mom was trying to jazz up a sloppy Joe and just dumped a half a thing of cayenne in there and was like, is this it? And it is. So we got a bunch of that, and then we're gonna get vinegar in there, because it was kind of tangy. It was tangy and mayonnaisey and offensive to the senses.
That's so much
fair amount of vinegar, and then it was also brown.
Okay.
So to add the brown, we're gonna go with some Worcestershire, and then a little bit of tomato paste, just to add a little bit of body. You know, like head body.
Yeah, head
body.
body.
Head
I get it.
You
I
get
get
that
a movie reference.
Holy
yes,
crap.
The Fighter.
Yeah.
With Christian Bale.
All right, so we're gonna whisk this together. So this is gonna thicken up because as the corn syrup starts to kind of really cook and reduce down, this is gonna get nice and syrupy. But to this, we need to add a bunch of random spices. We're gonna add some pimenton de la Vera. We're gonna add some smoked paprika to that. We're gonna add a little bit of mustard powder.
Okay.
And we're gonna add a little bit of black pepper. If you ever just wanna add spicy red to your food, cayenne is the way to go. So we're gonna dump that in there. Yeah, a chew. All right, so just a little bit more. All right, so this is cooked down. You see how nice and syrupy it became? It kind of turned into Arby's sauce, but a little bit more browner. Yeah. Trevor, give me a hefty thwap of mayonnaise in there.
Okay.
The heftiest thwap you can
Okay,
thwap.
I'm gonna go really hefty because I know that a hefty for you and hefty for me are two very different
a hefty
things.
thwappy boy.
Okay, some of it missed the bowl.
That's perfect. And then we're just gonna slowly stream in our syrup sauce to make our brown, unidentifiable syrup mayonnaise. Trevor, this does somehow
You really
look
weren't kidding.
exactly like the angry sauce. Give it a taste. See what's that.
Oh. You mean drizzle?
Yes. Oh. Now it's angry.
That's angry.
That's angry sauce. Trevor, we got one more thing to do. We gotta, remember that onion played by Daniel Day-Lewis from earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's dead now. We gotta fry him up. Not Daniel Day, wait, he's not dead, right? So what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna dump a bunch of panko into this. You are gonna crack 2 eggs into that and put in about a half cup of milk. Okay. And then dump a bunch of that hot sauce that we got from earlier into it.
Ah, okay.
We have cayenne pepper, we have panko, we have onion powder, we have garlic powder, we got black pepper. But Trevor, boy, do I have a secret ingredient. Don't breathe, because this is ghost pepper powder. So we're gonna just spin this up in a blender to make it aerosolize and get everywhere.
Gosh.
All right, we're gonna dump just a little bit of salt in there. I like to kind of pre-flavor my powder. All right, so I'm gonna hit it and step back a little bit. Well, man, maybe I keep it covered, and I sacrifice myself like Bruce Willis did so Ben Affleck could make love to Liv Tyler.
There's more of that terrible spice in there than salt. Like you dumped like half of what was remaining in the bottle.
Did you know that when they rolled out the Angriest Whopper in Sao Paulo, Brazil in 2016, they used a flame that was from an active volcano to light the grills? Why?
That seems a bit aggressive.
Is that a good use of your time? I would have used a Bic lighter and then lied. Maybe they did lie. Did they take a video of it?
Imagine being the
They took a
volcano
video of
guy,
it.
getting paid minimum wage at Burger King, and they're like, hey, by the way, you gotta go up to a volcano later today and get some lava.
You see, we have, the burgers got red buns, so ipso facto, we need a cup of lava from you. So just go ahead and run down to the volcano and get it. That'd be great. All right, Trevor, so we're gonna take all these onions.
I know how to do this.
Okay, well, yeah, narrate it though.
Okay, so what we're doing is we're taking these onions and we're gonna coat them in flour, and then we're gonna take the onions that are coated in flour, we're gonna kind of dangle it between the fingers, get all the excess like chunky flour out, and then the onions are gonna go into the wet. And I'm gonna put one hand in the wet, and then I'm gonna get them coated in the wet. We're going wet hand, dry hand. So basically that's so you don't get wet and you're dry, because you don't want wet and you're dry. And then we're gonna take the onions and we're gonna kind of get the wet off as much as you can, and then they're going in the spicy panko, the angry panko, and we're gonna shuffle them around. We're going wet hand, dry hand.
We're going wet hand, dry hand. We're going wet hand, dry hand.
Ah, frick, I put my wet hand in the...
Man, well, you know, you tried to steal my job and now you can't. And we're just gonna fry those off for a couple seconds. I don't think, do you have anger issues?
No, I never get angry.
No, me
Which is
neither.
funny
When's the
because
last time you like did get really angry?
I was playing RuneScape and
Go on.
I was in the wilderness and I had a lot of expensive stuff on me and I got skull tricked. So basically what that means is when-
Oh, you got skull tricked?
Yeah, I got skull
I'm
tricked.
sorry, man.
So people-
You hand me that thing?
Yeah. No.
All right, just talk about RuneScape. Talk about RuneScape. Talk about
yeah,
RuneScape.
so I'm in the wilderness and I had Bandos Tassets on me and they're worth like 30 mil GP at the time.
No, like
And-
Bandos Tassets?
Yeah, and so then some PK or some player killers came up to me and they used a nasty trick to make me skull. And when you're skulled in the wilderness, you lose all your items. And so they tricked me into getting skulled and then they killed me and took my Bandos Tassets. Can I eat one?
Yeah, try one.
Okay.
I need to know how spicy these are. They actually look really freaking good though. They're super crispy.
They're really crispy.
They're really good.
Can we just eat those?
I actually want to. These are so good.
And it does get angry.
It gets angry, it's spicy, but it's not
Yeah.
overbearing.
No,
You guys were all shocked at how much ghost pepper I put in there.
those are lovely.
God, this is gonna be really good on a hamburger. Trevor,
Yeah.
Kid Vid, sorry. Let's build this burger.
Oh, they're so red.
Those are so aggressively red. You want me to do it or you do it?
I want you to do it because they're probably hot and you have the hands of steel.
I feel nothing. Like in life I do. I have the capability to love. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just cut these buns in half.
Warm to cut?
What?
we
They're too warm to cut. We should have let them cool.
Well, we're past that.
We're here now.
And I'm not angry. I
not
want you to
angry.
know that despite this
I'm
is the
calm.
angriest Whopper, I'm not angry.
All the sesame seeds fell off.
Okay, now I'm kind of angry.
No, calm down, you know, it's fine. We still have, there's
like
not
10.
freaking there anymore. Just edit in the sesame seeds. Go get some sesame seeds and post, God! I lost my head for a second and I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done
Let's
that.
build the burger.
Let's build the burger. We're just gonna flap a burger here. I'll build this one, you build that one. We got the burger, just go under me, just go under me. So we got burger bun, we got the patty on the bottom, and then we're gonna put on about 3 slices of this just floppy Burger King bacon. And then we're gonna add our crispy onions. Why are these crispy onions like the best thing we've ever made?
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, so we got the jalapenos on top of that, and then we're gonna drizzle on some of this angry sauce.
Angry syrup.
This really does look like the photo. What shape is that jalapeno right there?
It's a heart
It's a
because we
nutsack.
love.
It's balls. I gotta hold it up because it's balls.
It's a heart because we love cooking
Yeah,
with each other.
I nutsack cooking. So, all right, so we're gonna put a couple cherry across the tomatoes.
Man.
I'm sorry for saying the heart was a nutsack.
I forgive you, I guess.
I'm gonna put some of the lettuce. I dropped most of it on the ground. Okay, okay, just chill.
If we're quiet, the tomatoes can't move.
I'm so scared.
Are we gonna get fired?
We're gonna get fired. Frick. That's so much mayonnaise, dude. So much mayonnaise on this bun.
I have literally 1 sesame seed left on my bun. The last little guy's hanging
I got
on.
7.
I have 1.
4. Wow, look at that Angry Whopper. That could totally stand on its own if it wanted to. It just doesn't. Trevor, Kid Vid. We came all this way. We brought this back from the past. There's only one thing left to do. You ready to slop on this wop?
No.
Trevor, we came all this way. We brought this back from the past. You ready to slobber on this whopper? Trevor, Kid Vid. Can I call you Kid Vid?
You can call me Kid Vid.
Kid Vid, we came all this way. We brought this back from the past. All that's left to do is to eat it. But we got a little something extra special. We brought the packaging all the way back from the distant year of 2016. Trevor, welcome back to 2016, where Mark Ruffalo-led ensemble cast won Oscar Best Picture winner. That's right, 13 going on 30. Trevor, you ready to eat this Angriest Whopper?
I am.
Let's dig into it. Right now. Okay. What level of rage and anger are you feeling from this burger towards you?
6.2.
I'm about 7.8.
It's coming through.
Actually, and the visual of the red, it's like on my fingers. That's a lot of food dye. I'm mad about that.
That's the angriest part about it, is just the aggressively red burger.
This is really delicious to me though.
No,
and
it's
it
good.
tastes, I mean, it's very Burger King-y. The fried onions are really great. I think that's the best part about this burger.
Definitely.
The pickled jalapenos give you that crunch, give you that spice. And then this brown, sludgy, dusty quite delicious, spicy and creamy sauce we made. This is firing on literally all cylinders for me. This is quintessential Burger King.
It's dripping like a Burger King burger.
Yeah, the fact that you and I have eaten so many bites of this, we've never eaten this many bites of anything on the show before, to me is a testament to our final answer. Do they need to bring this back?
Definitely. I mean, like, I don't eat at Burger King. I never go there. It's one of my least favorite fast food places, but I would go there to get this burger. Like, I think they should bring it back. It's really good.
Yeah, and if you want Burger King to bring back the Angriest Whopper, tweet at Burger King under #pastfood. Thank you so much for stopping by the Mythical Kitchen. We got new recipes for you every week. We got new episodes of A Hot Dog is a Sandwich every Wednesday, wherever you get your podcasts. Hit us up on Instagram at Mythical Kitchen with #DreamsBecomeFood. Pictures of your mythical dishes. See y'all next time. I'm gonna keep eating this sweaty burger. This burger's almost as sweaty as I am. I like that.
Chicken fries.
You got chicken fries? Give me chicken fries. I love chicken fries.
No, you said you didn't like them.
I've always loved chicken fries.
They're for me.
You can cook up your own feast while wearing the Mythical Kitchen apron. Available now at mythical.com.